Yeah, probably everyone's turning down their volume right now because you deafened them. Sorry to any headphone users for Maya's.
Oh my god.
Maya's loudness.
We're filming this episode literally like 3 minutes after filming the previous My Little Pony rant. But we're still going to do a little life update. So Heather, how have you been?
I've been good. In the 5 minutes it's been between finishing My Little Pony episode.
So much has happened since the
My tea's gone. No, it's not tea. It's it's gone cold now.
Oh,
it's fill the mug. My little Stitch mug. It's gone cold. Yeah.
I hate that. You see, because I always make like a drink, like a coffee or like a tea. I leave it for a while, forget about it, and then it's cold, and I'm like, just the enjoyment of it. Because first it's like very like boiling, so then you leave it, forget about it,
and then it's cold. It goes from boiling to cold. But it's actually jam and toast tea.
Oh.
Wait, I'm gonna see. It's cold. Let me see what it tastes like. Yeah, that's not nice when it's cold. It's alright. It's alright. The flavour, if it didn't have any flavour, it'd be horrible. But the fact you can still taste the jam in it, it's a lot better. But yeah,
that is cool.
So that's probably what's happened. Yeah. Well, since that's probably my biggest update. So last episode we were talking about My Little Pony and how the Generation 4 was so much more memorable than this one.
Before, because you were like planning when to meet, and then you texted me, so are we meeting at your house? And I was like, I was already out of my house, and I just imagined like you being on your way to my house, and then I was on the way to yours, and we would like miss each other.
We see each other going the opposite way,
and then knock on the doors.
I'm
and,
really glad I checked now. I'm so glad I checked.
I'm glad you did, because we both got confused.
Yeah, but it's fine. We're here.
It's fine. We're here.
And so that was that actually ran about My Little Pony. I actually went so much quicker than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting to be ranting for ages, but I think we kind of ran out of things to say eventually because we kind of said everything, and then we realised we were repeating each other, and we were like, yeah, we kind of said everything now.
Yeah, we have.
And yeah, it's
my throat hurts a little bit. Oh. No, I'm joking. It's fine.
You alright? Drink your water.
Yes, I will.
That's so kindly got for you. Very kind of me, you know. They're a generous person.
Right.
But today we're going to be discussing an animated movie done right.
Yes.
An animated movie, a masterpiece.
Heather's very passionate about this.
I love this movie. This movie, along with Luca and Encanto, are the best animated movies this year.
You see, because my brother watched Encanto at the cinema, and apparently the Polish dub was really off, and it just because they didn't dub the songs, and it was really weird. And I don't know, because I was watching The French Dispatch, which it was alright. I know everyone was like, oh, amazing movie, but I'm like,
See, the most air movie I've watched this year was probably No Time to Die, but that's probably just because I'm not really into James Bond, and I had no clue on the context. And
yeah, I don't enjoy it, no.
It was, the best part about it was the theme song.
Yes.
My God, Billy Slade.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just no time to die. Anyways, yeah, so
yeah, but
this is one of the best movies I've seen this year.
I think, okay, because I still need to update my list, but I feel like Mitchell's and the Machines, Luca, Spider-Man, Black Widow, these are the movies. Like, not in that order, maybe.
Yeah, but they're up there. Yeah.
They're up there.
I mean, I'll talk about it because our top 10 movie list, it's probably going to be after the new year now, I'm really sorry, but it's because I'm going to see West Side Story next week, so I'm waiting till I see that before I can finish my list.
Yeah,
so
I feel like it'll make more sense.
Yeah, and I mean it'll be in the new year, so it'll be it'll be after the year ends. So I hope that's alright because we've still got 2 episodes. We've got this one, the Might release. So yeah, that we'll find how that works out. But so
how did you enjoy? You enjoy Spider-Man, right?
I saw Spider-Man. I really enjoy Spider-Man. I'm not a Marvel fan.
Neither.
So I was really worried I wasn't going to and it was going to be a James Bond situation where I got really bored because I wasn't understanding it.
Yeah.
But this Spider-Man was such a good standalone movie.
I feel like I'm not a Marvel fan because but like even with Black Widow, I was like, oh, Black Widow was really good, and then I was watching Spider-Man. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know which one's better.
Yeah.
I
See, for me, I really love Black Widow, but Spider-Man just had that wow factor. But it might be because I saw it in cinema and Black Widow I saw at home.
Oh, I saw both at the cinema. But...
Oh, fair enough, yeah. No, I think Spider-Man's really good because you could still... My biggest problem with Marvel is that a lot of their movies have so much links to previous movies or future movies that it gets so complicated, and I can't wrap my head around it. Whereas this, I've only seen like one other Spider-Man film, right? Yeah. And it made so much sense without seeing it like hardly any of the previous movies. And obviously I knew like the basics, like I won't say a spoiler, but when that bit came in and I knew what it was about because like I don't want to say anything that's going to give it away if you haven't seen it, but no Spider-Man spoilers here. So it kind of, I knew enough for it to still make sense and know what was going on.
I didn't get bored while I was watching it. For example, because I watched Eternals and I was like, oh my god, there's so much fighting and it's like really repetitive and it's like just kill like the monster and get it over with.
I agree.
Well, Spider-Man, I enjoyed it throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, none of the action was repetitive at all. Yeah. It was just, maybe we'll talk about this more in our top 10 movie list because I think we've already said that it's definitely going to be in our list somewhere. So we'll save Spider-Man for that. But talking of action movies, superhero movies, why don't we talk about a very underrated superhero movie of the year? Mitchell's versus the Machines. Yes, that moves up and down as well, you know.
Yeah, I think that's what I did. Sorry,
by accident. Chair dilemmas. Mine's on like this rotating chair, and she can't figure out the armrests.
I don't have armrests on mine.
Oh, so if you press the button there, it goes up.
There's a button. Oh my god. Oh my god, technology nowadays.
It's not intense, it's just pressing a button. It's just putting a lever. No. Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever! That's a great movie. You steady dressing up that bar, just live your life. Wrong lever! Anyways, so yeah, Mitchell's vs. the Machines.
Start us off.
It.
Oh, okay. You can start off.
Okay, I'll start off.
I will just read from my notes.
Right, this movie is genuinely one of the best movies I've seen this year. So good, so like it.
Perfect movie to watch with a family.
I have notes. 1 second.
She's putting up her little box.
I don't even know where to start with this.
Oh my god.
So, first of all, yeah, like you said, perfect family movie, and not because it's animated, because the characters
are so far
and they're so relatable that
super realistic.
And when I was watching this with my family, we were all looking at each other going, that's so us, like that's just like that's me, that's you, and it was just so fun to watch with my family, and it's so funny. Oh my god, this movie made me and my dad cry with laughter. I know. I actually had tears coming out my eyes. Like, one bit that made my dad absolutely howl was when they're going on as like robots, and then they're like beep boop, and then Eric or Deborah, but I think it's Eric, he turns on and he goes, "Just to educate you, that's a hurtful stereotype." And it made my dad absolutely howl. There's just, honestly, if I could count down every single moment in this movie that made me laugh, I'd be here forever. It's so funny.
One of the ones I found the most funny with my family, with my dad and my brother, was with the dog. Bread, pig. It was
system error.
Yeah.
And then they just start going, yeah.
And then we were like joking around with like my cat, and we were like, cat, pig, bread, and we were just like joking around.
Yeah.
It was really funny because I remember like my dad was like repeating it for like a good week.
Yeah.
It was,
we were doing that with my guinea pigs, guinea pigs, and because one of my guinea pigs is actually quite fat, we were going because he's ginger as well, so he was like a loaf of bread. That's my cat, fat ginger. And then I have a guinea pig who's fat and ginger, and we were like pig, because like pig, dog, loaf of bread, system error, and he was just sitting there like, what the hell. Yeah, and one of my favourite moments is also spoiler warning from here. There was like when Linda goes around killing all those robots, and Aaron leans over her shoulder and goes, "Mum's scary now." I was like, it's great. There's so many moments that just. Also, Eric and Deborah bought best characters. I love them so much. They have my whole heart. I love them. They're so sweet. And their whole entrance in the dinosaur cafe, that on the restaurant, whatever it was, that just gold. That's the best cinematic scene in history. Best scene in cinematic history. That's what I meant to say. But go on. I've been waffling. You go.
They really thought out the personalities of the characters, and it's super funny. It's a great movie to watch with your family.
I think honestly, pretty much all of my thoughts from my Letterboxd review of this movie, I kind of just went full out on this because I was gonna keep it short, but then I just was like, no, screw it.
That's
I'm just
what
gonna
I do with My
what
Little Pony.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I'm just so buzzed about it because this was such a pleasant surprise to me because I just kind of went onto Netflix and like there was this like I mean, it's actually a Sony movie, but Netflix just kind of took over Sony, and I was like, see what it's like, and oh my god, it was such a fun surprise. Like from the opening moment, I was like, this movie's going to be so funny and it's going to be great.
Because I was very skeptical about it because we were like looking for a movie to watch with my family. And like my mum was like, oh, my friend recommended this like animated movie, apparently it's really good. It's like, oh my god. I was like, it's probably gonna be like such an overdone concept.
Yeah.
But like she turned it on and I loved the animated like design, and it was very
that's something I wrote down, is the animation style.
The cinematic pictures.
It's so beautiful, like genuinely, like, oh, I'm going to be gushing about it.
It's like really fun as well, but it's not like annoying like in some, for example, cartoons.
Yeah.
Just like very creative.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
No.
I don't know, I love it.
And you could tell they had so much fun making it as well. But yeah, like the animation, I love the way it's like merged. It reminded me of like Spider-Verse a little bit, like how they merged kind of like it's kind of in between 2D and 3D, and they've kind of like the outlines of like the hair and stuff, the way it looks like it's drawn on, it's amazing. And the way the whole movie is edited to make it look like one of Kate's films, like it's just, I love it. It's just such good attention to detail. It's also, right, this is the same company that made the Emoji Movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
they had a glow up, didn't they?
Yeah.
I there's this one review I saw of it and it said, why is Sony so good at making animated movies now? So
they have to redeem themselves from
they have to they do have to redeem themselves. And also they made Vivo as well. That was a good movie.
Oh yeah,
Vivo was a good movie. And
I like the monkey.
Yeah, it was very cute. It was a very cute movie. This is definitely better than Vivo, but it was still a very cute movie. It was yeah, Sony Animation's actually great because they made Crowd of Chunk Meatballs, Hotel Transylvania. I'm not sure if the Smurfs counts as animated or not, but they made.
I'd count it. Oh, that was like a childhood series, like the older version.
Oh yeah, the older version, but like the
movies,
CGI version.
Yeah,
because I don't know if you count CGI as animation or not, but.
I mean, I guess you could.
You kind of can. It can't. You do have to do animation for it, so.
Yeah.
But Sony actually have done so many good anime movies, but we just pretend to let the oh my god, no. Right, so the writers, I almost said Lego Movie instead of Emoji Movie then, but the writers behind this movie wrote the Lego Movie.
Oh,
that explains why it's so good and why it's so funny as well. And okay, what else do I have? Yeah, Katie's just too much like me. She's got red hair. I mean, my hair's kind of faded now. She's got red hair. She's a film student, kind of like socially awkward. Like I love her. And then the dad and the mum are like exactly like my parents. I don't have a brother, but the brother I can kind of still relate to people's brothers that I know, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, it's great. There's not a single character in this that I don't like.
True.
Like, all the characters are gold.
I kind of wish that the dad had more of like screen time, you know?
True. But he did kind of have a whole plot centered around him and Katie and the moose. Yeah. I should not be crying at a wooden moose. Why am I crying at a wooden moose? Also, I really liked it was actually so funny, like the way, like when something else that really made my dad laugh was when they turned off the Wi-Fi and he was like, "Would you like to take a picture of my food?" And that was So that actually how. Also, Aaron, I love Aaron. Oh, Aaron is so sweet. Also, his voice at first, because it's like he sounds older than he is. At first, it was distracting, but now I can't imagine him with a different voice. Like, the older voice suits his character so well, and it makes it so much funnier, and it just really adds to the humour of his character and like the sarcasm of him and everything. And I can't imagine him with a different voice now. It was distracting at first, but I kind of got used to it, and now I love it.
Honestly, I was pleasantly surprised listening to it, because watching it. Yes, I was pleasantly surprised watching it, because again, I was like, such an overdone concept, but like true, but it had like a creative twist and made funny, like it was made funny. It wasn't
like the same old, like, you know, technology.
It was written well.
World. Yeah,
it had like a creative twist to it, didn't it?
See,
because it wasn't like
No, I agree. The whole topic of like technologies like ruining the world and taking over our lives, it's so true, but it's so overdone now. Whereas this movie knows how to do it in a funny way. that isn't too serious but still gets a serious message across.
Yeah.
You know,
just
it's
showing the disadvantages of like technology.
And it does it in such a good way. And this movie's just beautiful. The animation is just beautiful.
It is.
It's amazing, and I just love Eric and Deborah Bott. I want them to be my friends and like read me a story to go to sleep, and a bedtime story. Stories of Eric and Deborah Bott.
Oh, imagine a spin-off.
Yeah, CBeebies. Do you have anything else to say?
I just wrote down that like it has a moral, like emphasizing the advantages and disadvantages. And then we also covered the rest. Super realistic relationships, like father and daughter relationships. Like this, also like the emotions and like the struggles.
Yeah, no.
Also,
the family struggles,
animation.
like the struggles between like the daughter and the dad. Like there's this one thing my mum always says to us, like each other, like you're like, because me and my dad don't always see eye to eye sometimes, and like we always kind of like say like, oh, like each other are trying really hard, like we're trying our hard, we're doing our best. And there's this line that my mum said, no, oh my god, the mum said, Linda said to Katie, that was like, he's trying his best. And that just really hit me, because that's exactly something my mum says, and it's just kind of like this is
Have they been listening?
Yeah, have they been inspired by my family, and just the relationships between the characters just remind me of my family or someone that I know.
Yeah.
It just really hits you. It's honestly really realistic in a weird way.
Yeah.
Also that Furby scene.
Oh my god.
I feel like
I was like, Jesus, imagine the Furbies in the closet right now that we have. Just like decide to rebel on us.
Yeah, the Furbies.
I still have mine. I have 3.
Do you? Mine's
and I was scared it's about to like jump off and just like try to kill me. I was like, well.
To be fair, I think I was the only person without an evil Furby. Everyone else that I know had an evil Furby. Mine wasn't even that evil. Mine was alright.
I love like, because they had like different personalities, and I loved the loving personality.
Yeah.
But it just kept on, as much as I tried to like take care of it and stuff, and it just turned evil, and it was so annoying, like the evil one.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't turn back.
I think it was the first ones, but I had the updated one. I think it was called like the Furby Boom or something like that. Mine was like pink. It had like pink and black stripes. I remember my uncle always hated it, and he used to pick it up by the ear and swing it around. I got really upset over it.
You see, I had like it was like orangey. Also, the other one was like red. And then I got the new version, which was like more fluffy, and it was like blue with like pink hearts.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. The new fluffy. Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
So I was really attached to the original one.
I always think the original ones were more evil, so they made an updated one that wasn't evil.
Like it had like a seizure, and then it was like, ha ha ha, I'm evil now, and it wouldn't turn back to like any other personalities.
Yeah, I think that's what I think. If I had one of the more original ones, I probably would have had Evil Furby, but because I had the updated one, because I think the updated ones came after all the controversy. Why did I say controversy like that? After all the controversy of
you're American now.
Yeah, I'm American. I can't actually speak in American. I'm so bad at accents.
I mean, I really tried, but I don't know.
It's like that's
yeah.
It reminds me of like a Texas cowgirl or something.
I
tried doing an Australian accent, and it's tragic.
Cleo.
My friends are trying to teach me an Australian accent, because my friend says the fish jumped over the water in an Australian accent. She was trying to teach it to me, and I'm not even going to try. It's tragic. I'm going to offend so many Australians.
Water. No, that's one.
The fish jumped over the water. No, I can't do it. It's so bad. I love how we got from fishies to Australian accents, but I love the Australian accent. It's probably one of my favourite accents, the Australian accent. I think it's great.
Yeah. Because I feel like some Americans are really annoying, whereas Australian, I feel like it's...
Australian.
Good
day, mate.
Good day, mate. Good day. No, that was really bad.
That was tragic. I'm really sorry to any Australians out there. We love you guys.
Any people from like Texas or anything like that. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the main thing. But yeah, that's Furby seeing Harry in stitches. Yeah, the bit, and also I really love the subtitles when it translated what Big Furby was saying when it was like growling. Like the subtitles had so much fun because it was all like in caps and had like loads of exclamation points, and I love the way you could just see the fun and like the passion they put into this movie. Like every single little detail is just amazing.
You're making me want to like rewatch this so badly. I will.
You actually should rewatch it.
I also really want to watch like the Meatballs. Like I haven't seen that in like
Cloudy
ages.
Chance of Meatballs.
Yeah.
I watched it the other day actually. Yeah, I want to watch the sequel. I haven't seen the sequel in ages.
Oh, I have. But yeah, in ages.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in ages.
Well, you should have like a Sony animation.
Oh
like,
my god.
Day. Oh my gosh! Wait, that reminds me of we could put like a studio and then say our favourite movies in the studio. We should do that one day.
Oh,
coming one day, guys. But yeah. I mean, I don't promise because I don't know. I can't keep a promise on that one, but
it will someday.
It's in the notes. We'll keep it in mind for the future.
Yes.
At some point, but so yeah, I've kind of completely forgot my train of thought what I was talking about now. This is what happens when we go off on a tangent.
Yeah, you just speak.
But I'm trying to think of also I loved how the villain in this was like how quickly throw away phones, and also the fact that the villain was just a phone with like a simple face, so there was so much emotion. Like there's a bit where Katie says there's a bit where she says Pal says something like, oh, I like there's oh my gosh, it's something like when you love someone they'll always throw you away at some point, and like her eye twitches to like show how it's actually like, it's amazing how that emotion can be put into like a simple face on a screen, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like a couple of lines. Yeah, it's the amount of motion, like the fact this is like a comedy, but the amount of motion that you can put into it, like
it does. When you think about it, there's so much of like
yeah. And like I said, it's actually detail. There's this one scene where they chuck a cupcake at Munchie and he tries to grab it and he just ends up running around with it on his face, and then like 2 minutes later they cut to a scene with him sitting at the table. Yeah, and I love the dog as well, and Munchie's just still running around trying to get the cupcake that's like on his face, and it's just it's so cute. Yeah, it's just I could be waffling about the humours with for ages, so I won't, but just go watch Mitchell's vs Machines because this movie has won so many awards, you know, like, and as it should, like, and also it's on Blu-ray and DVD right now, and there's 2 hours more worth of content, and I'm kind of really curious to see what the content is on the Blu-ray disc.
You're looking out for it, aren't you?
I am. I mean, I saw it in HMV the other day, but because I'm trying to save money for Christmas, I mean, I get paid soon, so when I get paid I'll probably buy it like after Christmas or something, but and it was like 17 quid in HMV, and I was like, yikes. So I'll wait until after, and I'll probably find it cheaper somewhere, but new releases are always more expensive, so
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so Mitchell vs Machine is just such a good movie. I really don't know what to say. I honestly can't say anything bad about this movie. Like, it has you gripped from start to finish.
It has.
Like, the heart is there the whole time. It's great. Also, we love the LGBTQ representation.
Yes!
That's something else I was going to mention. Yeah, and also, you know how there's all these Karens complaining about putting it into kids' media? Take that, Karen. We love putting gay characters into... And also, like, I heard someone say how they like how it's kind of, like, not subtle, not kind of forced, it's just kind of there, and it just exists, and it's just, like, you know, then that's actually, like, really true, like, it just is.
Yeah, but also what annoys me so much about My Home Country is they removed the LGBTQ reference. You know how there's a line, it's obviously translated in Polish, but it's like, are you and Jade together? Like, are you a couple? Will you come, like, for Christmas together, right? It was something like that, right?
Yeah, but will you be bringing her home for Thanksgiving?
Oh, Thanksgiving, yeah. In the Polish version, it looks completely different. It's like, is it true that Jade is so cool? Why don't you come over for Christmas? For Thanksgiving together?
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense.
Like,
yeah, that's lost in translation or something, but...
No, but they could have said, are you together, like, are you guys a couple with Jade, like, right?
I think
instead, it was like, oh, is it true that Jade is so cool? Why don't you bring her to Thanksgiving someday?
Because she's cool.
Well,
yeah. I think the official line is, and also the fact that Katie wears a pride pin throughout the whole movie. You can't really just erase that from the movie, you know? She like, throughout... And also, like, I like the way, like, it's kind of... It's got different meanings. Like, different people can relate to Katie's character, because if you feel like you're an outcast because you're gay, or if you feel like you're an outcast just because you're different and you like she was like a film student, everyone thought she was weird for liking film, or if you're just...
Film students are so weird.
Yeah, who would be a film student? Like, definitely not us.
No.
But... And then, like, I don't know, just... I feel like Kate's character, there's so many different ways you can relate to her. It's just... And that's what I really like. It's just done so well. I don't know how to explain it. I think they were working on this movie for a long time as well. I don't actually know how long for, but they were working on this movie for quite a long time, and it really, really paid off.
It has, yeah. No, it was good. It's a great family movie.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I hear so many people say it's a great family movie just because it's animated. Like, no, this is an animated movie that's meant for families. There's a difference between a movie for families and a movie that's specifically meant for families, if that makes sense. There's like a fine line, and this is meant to communicate a message to families.
That's like the target audience.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Whereas I feel like a lot of movies where they say it's perfect for families, it's just kind of meant for anyone. It's just kind of like, you know, just like a throwaway animation movie, you know, just for the kids to have moving pictures on the screen. Yeah, and I feel like older kids would probably understand this a lot more than younger ones because of how wacky it is, and they probably wouldn't understand the deeper messages. But I don't know, I just love everything about this movie. I love...
Because I feel like for kids, it's like, oh, funny movie, but like for example, for us, there's so many bits about it that like it's really thought out, and like the emotions behind it and like the meaning. Like we really see that like once like the older people go. Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
No, it's okay. It's... And everyone can get something different out of it, which I think is what I was saying before, like, because Kate, anyone can relate to Katie no matter who you are, you know? It's kind of... Everyone can get something out of this movie. And I kind of said to my parents, I was like, I need to watch this movie with you guys, but I don't think you'll really enjoy it, but... Like, and my dad was kind of a bit hesitant. He was like, fine, whatever, you put it on, watch what you want. And then I remember we had like a break so we could go get something from the kitchen, and he came up to me and was like, do you know what, Heather, I've got to admit, this is actually a pretty good movie we're watching. I was like, yes! I won! So you just kind of got to indulge yourself in the wackiness of it. Yeah. You know, and I've heard people saying that it's too fast paced for them, which is fair enough, but
that's the charm of it. I feel like
that's the charm of it. That's people are saying that's its great weakness, but that's honestly its biggest strength. Like it's just everything from the animation to the humour to the characters. It's just beautiful. It's I could gush about this movie forever. When my friend watched it, she said that she wasn't feeling the heart of it, and I was like, how? She was like, my heart just isn't really like invested in it, and I was like, can't relate. I was like, and then I was like, I'll wait until you meet Eric and Deborah, but like they'll indulge you so much more. But she wasn't even more bothered about them. I was like, who are you? Who are you if you don't love Eric and Deborah? But I mean, they're definitely just the best characters. I can't lie. They're just icons.
The dog, obviously.
And the dog. I mean, yeah, like I said, all the characters are so enjoyable for different reasons.
They have like their own personalities, I feel like, you know.
They do, but even though they're all so different, they all kind of come together so well. And also I love like the dysfunctional family kind of side, and like they save the world by being dysfunctional. Like that's kind of it's...
And because of that, they got closer together.
Yeah, exactly. But but the thing is, they never really change, but they use that to their advantage and they embrace that. You know, it's kind of like, I hate how this whole thing about kind of like, you know, changing who you are to what you need to do. It's like they still stay the same throughout the whole movie. Yeah, they have character development, but they still stay the same dysfunctional Mitchell family. And, you know, and also the Posey family is so funny. Like when they do that whole butterfly sequence to get out of the shot, the restaurant, and then they're like, oh, okay, so we just do that, and it's so funny, like the slapstick of it is great. And I'm really running out of things to say right now.
But again, with the Posey family, I feel, because what we found like funny about it was that like my mum was like really into yoga and kind of more like spiritual. I'm into crystals, and we were like, oh.
People are saying that there was parts of it were cringe, which is true, but it plays to the overall fun of the story. No. But it's not even cringe. It's kind of meant to be like that. Like people are talking about like that one bit with like the monkey and stuff, but it just kind of adds to wackiness. But I feel like they know they know if there's any bit that's particularly cringy, and they play on that to make it work with the story. But I didn't find it cringy.
I don't think there was an aspect I found cringy.
No, there wasn't like any. There was no moment of that where I was like, yikes! Like every single bit of this movie is just, it's just amazing. My favourite scene has to be Eric and Deborah-Bot's introduction, though. It's like when he eats the orange, he's like, yum yum good, yum yum good, and then they draw the faces on each other, and then he goes like, I'm also Eric. No, I mean Deborah-Bot 5000. Yeah.
I love the dog, pig, bread.
Yeah.
Just a
loaf of bread. when the car comes down, he catches the car, and then he looks at dog, and then he just like drops the car because it's a system error. It's brilliant. I don't know, it was just I remember looking at my parents while we were watching that whole scene, but they both just had the biggest smile on their faces, and I was like, and I was so glad they liked a movie, because usually when I show them a movie I like, they're like, yeah, it's good, but they don't really like love it as much as I do. So seeing them love a movie as much as I did, it was just such a good feeling. Like, I will definitely rewatch this movie probably like at least a few times in the next year or next couple of years. I'll be rewatching this, and I feel like because it's so wacky, you can rewatch it and you'll notice something different every time. Like, especially with like the editing and that. Yeah, like it's. I think I saw someone say that a bit where he tells her that he cancelled her plane ticket. The animation, the shock on her face. If you pause it at the right moment, you can kind of see like the kind of different emotions she went through, from like the style of her, like the hand-drawn style of her, like realising, and like animated. It's hard to explain, but when the animated, like, well, if you see the movie you know what I'm talking about, like the animation shock that comes off, like in old cartoons. It's hard to explain, but it's I'm really trying to, I don't know if anyone, because I don't know, there might be some people that haven't watched it and have no idea what I'm talking about, but
do these people even exist? I haven't watched this.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Or this is probably Sony's best movie. Yeah, I mean, I've heard lots of people saying I haven't seen Spider-Verse, and people saying that that's the best, but without seeing Spider-Verse, I can definitely say that this is Sony's best movie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like the humour is, there's something for every age to enjoy, whereas it's kind of like when you usually see like kids animation, there's like in-your-face comedy, but also like subtle adult humour as well that adults will understand. But this is, I don't know how to put this, but this is kind of more like actual family humour. You know, it's like, it's not like there's a little bit of humour for the kids that adults won't laugh at. There's a little bit of humour for the adults that kids won't laugh at.
Yeah.
It's me and my parents all laughed at the same jokes. I think apparently there's rumours of a sequel. Apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, rumours. Because I watched this video on Eric and Deborah-Bot where they were like answering like fan questions and that. And then there was one where it kind of said about, like there was a question that said, will there be an alien apocalypse in like the next movie? And they say something like, oh well, I hope not, we better not get replaced, and like Kate will never replace us. And the fact that they were talking about a next movie, and there was something they put on their Instagram, I believe, and there was a comment that said, is this like a clue to another movie? I can't remember what it was, but there's been rumours about it, so I really hope it's true. There should be, I mean, to be fair, I don't think it needs a sequel, but I need more Eric and Deborah-Bot content. Like, I don't think it necessarily needs it, but I still want it.
Does, but yeah, I would enjoy it.
I would enjoy it. I'd still watch it. I don't think it's big as the first, and yeah, where the movie ended, it didn't need a sequel, but I think it still would be great. To be fair, there probably is so much more I could say that I've kind of run out of brain juice at this point. But this movie will guaranteed be on my top 10 list. So I'll talk about it more then if there's anything I've forgotten. But yeah, do you have anything else to say?
No, my brain is shutting down.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
for a long time.
Well, we can talk about this when we do that episode.
No, for sure we will.
Yeah.
For sure.
We definitely will. But for now, I feel like we've been waffling. So maybe we should just kind of do like a shorter end to the episode. And yeah, we can talk about this at some point in the future. Probably next week at some point.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'll try and brainstorm. Because I literally have so much to say about this movie, but it's kind of all left. But I've had a brain fart, and it's kind of all left right now.
I have like a brain.
I mean, we've been talking for like 2 hours, so yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
We've been your humble host Heather
and Maya,
and we'll see you next time for another episode of the Movie Mood podcast, where
we get you in the mood for movies.
Okay.